from Culbokie, visiting a client, heading back over the top of the Black Isle. So I'm on the north side of the Black Isle at the moment, heading over to the south side. Again, a lovely stretch of road, in a single track. The Black Isle was very isolated before the Keswick Bridge was built. The Keswick Bridge has really opened it up to lots of development, as well as the house has been built over the years. I was lucky enough to start in 1989, and I've seen an awful lot of the progress, if you can call it that, made in building the houses all over the place in the Black Isle now. And I'm lucky enough to be one of the people that lives in the Black Isle, and absolutely love living here. Cracking community. Yeah, where I live, 15 minutes max into Inverness if you need to go there. Much the same to Dingwall. But we've got the shore, we've got the woods. Loads of nice walks we can go on, without really driving away from our home, which is great. But I do mountain biking, so there's lots of mountain biking trails up this way. In particular Red Rock, which is in between Culbokie and Culbokie, cracking trails there, red trails, black trails, yellow trails. Yeah, I consider myself really lucky to actually live and work in this area. Top left there is the transmitter mast. There's two large ones in the Black Isle. It's funny, before the advent of Teams and video meetings, I used to go down to the Central Belt for meetings quite a lot, and generally speaking come back when it was getting dark, and as you're coming over the hill before you descend into Inverness from the coming north on the A9, always used to see the red flashing lights at the top of these masts, and I thought, yeah, that's me, I'm home now. You can see them for miles and miles and miles. Council come out and just fill up the potholes that appeared over the winter. They fill up with rain. They freeze overnight. Obviously, the ice expands, cracks the road. That's where these little potholes come from. So looking ahead there, we're going down the other side of the Black Isle. That's the Murray Firth, so we come from the Culbokie Firth to the rear. In front of us now is the Murray Firth, the Inner Murray Firth. the 4 years ago probably now, this was the trend of people buying properties without actually viewing them, which is becoming more and more often now. We're probably 1 or 2 a month we're now selling where people don't view. And yeah, it was a young couple from I think Essex or Sussex or somewhere came out and bought it. They had children young enough to go to nursery, I remember that. And yeah, they bought it. I think it was about £500,000. Didn't view it. Key handover day came, they still hadn't come up. I'm sure they're quite happy there now. So yeah, that's what COVID's brought really, is an acceptance to buy properties. I think one of the reasons we're so successful is the videos we do coming soon videos for almost all our properties, and we try and do them as a buyer would walk around a property and look at a property. I think coupled that with the home report, which is a health check of the property, and then in addition to that you can put in any village on Facebook and see any comments there, positive or negative, about the community or what happens, or any regular police activity, that type of thing. You can find out about. Google Maps lets you virtually drive anywhere these days. So I think with all that information you've got at hand, you can fairly confidently offer on a property without seeing it. I remember the first one I did was I think in 2020, or one of the first ones we did, and I think I was more nervous than the buyer. And again, he moved from down south up here. I remember it was January time, and it was really icy weather, and I was so nervous of handing this buyer his keys that I actually got him a couple of bottles of black ale beer. I don't know what I was expecting, but he was absolutely delighted with it. Again, on the back of the videos, and it's just a new trend of buying without seeing it. I remember when, I think not this car but the car before I bought that without seeing it. My wife's car, bought that without seeing it down in Bristol. So yeah, it's a new way of buying things. When I started in 1989 there was no internet as such. I remember the first day we got a computer in the office, we were all so excited. There was no digital cameras, it was take your photographs on a 35mm camera, send them away, and 5 days later you get them back and see what they look like once you develop them. And I remember the first digital camera was as big as my head, it was huge. This little village is called Culbokie. Maybe 20-25 houses. Up here fairly recently sold, and a couple were from Orkney, and if you can see it on the left hand side here beyond the fence there, but they used Orkney stone to use a bit of cladding on the outside. Very attractive. Traditional Highland phone box to the left there. Again, it's a little library. You can often see at the side of people's properties selling eggs, fresh eggs. The phone boxes are typically take a book out and replace it with one you've already read. I've got one in my village in Och as well. Templins, that's west and east of Templins. It's a brief run over, there you go, the phone rings, brief run over Culbokie. Thanks for watching.